Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And on this Cricket Happening show, I have to say it's an upset of some sorts today. Even though it was by the Duck with Lewis method, Pakistan have really opened up Group B because, as you know, the other day they lost against India and they were playing a must-win match here to keep their hopes alive in the Champions Trophy, and they definitely did that. If you look at the result, one would feel that it has been decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method because of rain, and Pakistan won by 19 runs. Well, dear friends, it's not about the Duckworth-Lewis, I would say. Pakistan definitely deserve credit. What a bowling performance from Pakistan at the Edgbaston in Birmingham, where definitely there was some assistance for the bowlers, and also let's also remember that Pakistan were crippled with Wahab Riaz, not able to being thrown out of the tournament. And look at the way the Pakistani bowlers bowled. Tremendous, a very disciplined bowling effort. In fact, Hassan Ali was the star of the show, star bowler of the show. In fact, took away the player of the match as well. And what? I mean, he bowled two fantastic deliveries to actually really something like the ball of the tournament, one could say. He had 8 overs, 124 runs and 3 wickets, and he totally derailed the South African batting lineup. And one was really surprised to see that such a mighty South African lineup were reduced by Pakistan to 219 for 8, and that was simply splendid stuff from Pakistan. So that's the reason I say that one definitely has to give credit to Pakistan. And even though by the Duckworth-Lewis method it was decided, with Pakistan definitely not looking in any much trouble. I mean, they were 119 for 3, and things were looking good in the sense they still had some batting to come as well, and they had some experienced players in the middle as well. But nonetheless, as I said, so that's the first thing that I would like to say, that Pakistan deserve a lot of credit. So let's have a look at this particular match, and really I'm telling you that Pakistan have got 2 points, and South Africa are the ones now. Really, I'm sure they're going to do a lot of thinking on this match, because this would have taken them by real surprise. So let's have a look at it. So it was Edgbaston in Birmingham, where South Africa were taking on Pakistan. Let me also tell what else I have. I mean, just a brief look at the India versus Sri Lanka game coming up. So as I said, the Group A match gets added importance now because Pakistan have really opened up the Group A in the Group B, in the Champions Trophy 2017, with this win in the 7th match of the ICC Champions Trophy. And let's have a look. Let's go through the story of the day in Edgbaston in Birmingham in the 7th match of the ICC Champions Trophy 2017. Well, Pakistan decided to blood a new youngster, an opener, an aggressive opener at that, Fakhar Zaman, who really impressed a lot. Hassan Ali was the player of the match, as I said. So the toss was actually won by South Africa, and in cloudy conditions, one was a bit surprised to see that South Africa decided to bat first. So that really came as a surprise. The reason being that probably South Africa felt that Pakistan were underdogs, and they decided that they were confident that they could actually go and bowl out Pakistan, and it all started. So one was a bit surprised with cloudy conditions there in Edgbaston in Birmingham. One was a bit surprised to see that A.B. de Villiers, the captain, decided to actually bat first. So Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla, the openers, started, and I think the winning the toss advantage that A.B. de Villiers of South Africa had actually passed on to the Pakistan bowlers, at Mohammad Amir, who had to shoulder the burden in the absence of Wahab Riaz, bowled excellently. Junaid Khan replaced Wahab Riaz, but the bowling spell from Mohammad Amir and Junaid Khan was well, especially Mohammad Amir was absolutely on the money. And Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla, in fact, there was some real game plan, I suppose. Mohammad Amir and Junaid Khan were not giving any wit for the Quinton de Kock or Hashim Amla to free their arms, and they had to be really watchful. And in the process, the South Africa had a very sedate start in the power play overs with 40 runs added. for the opening wicket. And then finally the breakthrough was provided. Imad Wasim, the left arm spinner, was brought in, and Imad Wasim immediately struck as he broke the opening partnership, which was definitely not going at any good pace, and he picked up the wicket of Hashim Amla. When Hashim Amla got a ball that turned, and he was LBW bowled Imad Wasim for 16 of 20 deliveries with 2 fours. That was wicket number 1, 40 for 1 in the 9th over. Quinton de Kock was joined in by Faf du Plessis. Quinton de Kock, as I said again, if you look at it, the boundaries that were hit by South Africa were few and far between. In fact, only David Miller was the one who really slammed some sixes. But look at the knock of, Quinton de Kock and du Plessis were in the middle at the time. And then encouraged by the fact that Imad Wasim was bowling well. It was good captaincy on the part of Sarfraz Ahmed of Pakistan. Sarfraz Ahmed of Pakistan, who decided to actually bring in Mohammad Hafiz. He used Mohammad Hafiz as a part-time spinner. In fact, he bowled his full quota, and he was the one who knocked off the wicket of Quinton de Kock by getting him LBW bowled Hafiz for 33 of 49 deliveries with 2 fours, which made it 60 for 2 in the 14th over. And then Imad Wasim picked up, I would say Imad Wasim got a great wicket, I would say. A.B. de Villiers was out to the very first ball of Imad Wasim. He tried to slash a ball from Imad Wasim through the point region, backward point region, and Mohammad Hafiz held the catch, and A.B. de Villiers was bewildered as he had really not played a good shot there, and he was gone for a golden duck of the very first delivery, and that made things really complicated for South Africa with the score reading 61 for 3 in the 15th over. And then Hassan Ali was brought into the attack, and Hassan Ali, what a spell from Hassan Ali. He was the one who really capitalized on the very poor situation that South Africa had, and he picked up another big wicket, and that was the wicket of Faf du Plessis by actually getting his middle stump knocked off. What a delivery from from Hassan Ali, getting some inward movement there, and du Plessis was absolutely beaten by the pace. And as I said, the conditions were absolutely ideal for pace bowlers, because it was cloudy and hazy, and also the bowlers could get some movement as well. And Hassan Ali was simply superb today, as he had already showed, even though, as I said, he leaked a lot of runs against India. But what one saw from Hassan Ali was that it was a much improved performance from him. Hassan Ali was clean bowled du Plessis for 26 of 44 balls, 1 4, score at 90 for 4 in the 23rd over. And then David Miller, and then we had 2 new batsmen at the crease, David Miller and JP Duminy. But David Miller, well, he looked confident, but nevertheless he had a situation which was very tough in 90 for 4, and he definitely had to first remove South Africa from a hole. And but the problem was that now this was the time Hassan Ali turned up some I would say some brilliant deliveries. I mean, look at the delivery. He went on to knock off Duminy, and before he knocked off, he actually knocked off Duminy. Look at this delivery. Duminy, he got a ball that pitched on and around the off stump, and the ball actually tailed in and for outside the off stump, and the ball actually tailed in and just passed, and Duminy was on the drive, and he was nipped up by Babar Azam in the slips. He was gone for 8 of 14 deliveries, and then Hassan Ali definitely produced the ball of the tournament to Wayne Parnell. Wayne Parnell was absolutely stunned by this delivery from Hassan Ali, which actually pitched in on and around the off stump and tailed in and knocked off the off stump of Wayne Parnell, which was cartwheeling. And what a delivery from Hassan Ali. That was a real delivery to watch, and I definitely thought it was the ball of the tournament. And Wayne Parnell was walking for duck, and South Africa were in serious trouble at 118 for 6 in the 29th over. And after that, they required Miller was there, so that was the good news for them. And then Morris came in, and then they definitely had to make sure that South Africa bat the whole 50 overs. The score was 118 for 6 in the 29th over when David Miller was joined by Chris Morris. They had to really bide their time. They could not take much risks initially. They did the right thing in really, slowly, moving the score. I mean, at a very snail's pace, one could say, and that was understandable too. But in the later stages, coming towards the death overs, we saw David Miller throw his bat round, and also Chris Morris, and that was the partnership which took the score from 118 to 165 in the 43rd over, when Junaid Khan now got into business, and he picked up the wicket of Chris Morris for 28 of 45, that was 1-4. But David Miller then realized once Morris was gone, David Miller knew that the onus was on him, and he really started belting some sixes. He had only hit one boundary, but he hit 3 sixes in a knock, and Rabada gave him some company, I would say. But Rabada was again a victim of Junaid Khan for 26 of 23 deliveries, 2 fours. And finally, it was David Miller who fought it all the way for South Africa to give them a respectable total of 219 for 8 of 50 overs. David Miller's contribution, an unbeaten 75 of 104 balls with 1 4 and 3 sixes. Mone Morkel was not out on not, and 219 for 8 for 50. At least, I would say, the Pakistan bowling was absolutely on the mark today. Mohammad Amir, 10 overs, no maiden, none for 50. Junaid Khan, 9 overs, 2 for 53. Imad Wazim did a fine job, 8 overs, 2 for 20. But look, Mohammad Hafiz, 10 overs, 151. But look at the bowling figures from Hassan Ali. He was the man who really did it to the South Africans, I would say. But yes, definitely there was some support from other bowlers as well. But Hassan Ali was really simply the toast for Pakistan today. 8 overs, 1 maiden, 24 runs on 3 wickets. He bowled some tremendous deliveries. He bowled nice reverse swinging Yorkers as well. And Mohammad Amir and Junaid Khan should also be credited for bowling some very good Yorkers. They were bowling Yorkers at will during the death overs, making it doubly difficult for the South Africans to wriggle out. And that was a splendid exhibition of pace and swing bowling from the Pakistan bowlers, which really got the South Africans in a real tangle as 219 for 6. And it was never a good score on this particular pitch, one could say. Shadab Khan was none for 20. But Hassan Ali took away the man of the match. 8 overs, 24 runs and 3 wickets. And this was simply superb from Hassan Ali. He's an youngster, and I think he has a bright future as well as in ODI cricket. Pakistan then started off their chase, and Fakhar Zaman was introduced. In fact, Fakhar Zaman was actually making his debut. Ahmed Shehzad was dropped, and definitely Fakhar Zaman, who has done very well in the Pakistan Super League, as we all know, that's the precise reason he figured in the team. And today we saw Fakhar Zaman, what an exciting player he can be. Well, it didn't really matter for him as far as reputations are concerned, even though he showed no signs of nerves, even though he was playing his first one-day international. It was his debut in ODIs, and let me tell you, as far as Fakhar Zaman was concerned, he was really belting the ball. I mean, he was very strong on the offside. He was driving beautifully through the covers. He was slashing through the point region, and this player definitely looks an youngster, and he looks very strong on the offside, and hits it with good power and nice timing. And he really, one would have thought that, the South African bowlers, especially Rabada and Parnell, was really taken by surprise as Fakhar Zaman was slamming it all the way, and he was really doing a very good job. They required a run of 4.38, but thanks to Fakhar Zaman, the Pakistan had raced to 40 in the 8th over itself. In the 8th over, they had reached 40. It was thanks to Fakhar Zaman, who really cornered the South African bowling to make a very quick fire 31 of just 23 deliveries, which included 6 very well hit boundaries. And Fakhar Zaman, and then it was Morkel who actually picked up the wicket of Fakhar Zaman. He brought this, I would say, the runs which were flowing like a torrent, he brought it to an end by picking up the wicket of Fakhar Zaman when he was caught by Amla Bowe Morkel. That was the first wicket, so 40 for 1. And Azhar Ali, as I said, was looking like a spectator when Fakhar Zaman was scoring a run so quickly at the other end. And Azhar Ali didn't last for long. With only 1 run added, he was joining Fakhar Zaman in the pavilion as Mone Morkel actually picked up his wicket, caught by Imran Tahir for 9 of 22 deliveries, 1-4. And then it was 41 for 2, and then definitely they required someone to really stand at the crease, and that was done by Babar Azam and Mohammad Hafiz, and that was the phase in which I would take South Africa really came back. And Moni Morkel had claimed 2 wickets, and then we saw a bit of a lull in the proceedings as far as Pakistan were concerned, because Mohammad Hafiz, the experienced player, along with Babar Azam, slowly saw off the bowling, and they pushed the score in a very steady pace, I would say, to 93, because they definitely had to do that, which they did it. But then Morkel came and also dismissed Mohammad Hafiz for 26 of 50 balls, 1-4 and 1-6, and finally when rain was pelting at the Birmingham in Edgbaston, the score at 119 for 3 of 27 overs. Babar Azam was not out on 31, looked good, 31 of 51 dealt with 4 fours, and Shoaib Malik was keeping him company, and Shoaib Malik had already hit 3 boundaries in a sweet knock of 16 of 14 deliveries when the rain came. And finally, by the Duckworth-Lewis method, it was decided that Pakistan were the victors, as they took 2 points, and they'll be very, very glad that they did it. As I said, they deserve definitely a lot of credit, even though it was done by the Duckworth-Lewis method, especially considering that the resources and considering their performance against India, one probably didn't expect it. Even Pakistan would have not expected that they would go and they would win against South Africa. And now, not only have they kept their hopes alive in the ICC Champions Trophy, but they can also look forward to some. Now they have a match against Sri Lanka as well, so they would probably think that tomorrow they'll be eyeing the match between India and Sri Lanka, which is going to happen tomorrow. Let's have a look at the bowling figures. 7 overs, 1 maiden, none for 36 Rabada. Parnell 4 overs, none for 25. Moni Morkel was the pick of the bowlers. 7 overs, 1 maiden, 18 runs, and all the wickets went to him. 3 for 18. And Moni Morkel, because of his height, he can actually get the ball to rear up on any surface, and that's what he precisely did. Morris 5 overs, none for 22 bowled well. Imran Tahir 4 overs, none for 16, and the game had to be called off, suspended, with Pakistan taking 2 points because of the Duckworth-Lewis method. They won the match, and the reason the Duckworth-Lewis method was decided was that once you play more than 20-25 overs, is decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method due to rain. And player of the match was Hassan Ali, no doubt about it. He was simply superb. What a spell of bowling from Hassan Ali, and well supported by all the other Pakistani bowlers, including Muhammad Amir, Junaid Khan, and Imad Wazim. So well done, Pakistan. Truly deserved that victory. So they have won the match. So they have really opened up, as I said, as far as Group B is concerned. And this also, India also have to be pretty wary about it now, because probably they would have thought, if they could win against Sri Lanka, they would have made things clear. But again, now that's not the case. It's not only that India have to win, they also have to win it in a big way, I suppose. But anyways, it's too early to say anything right now. So tomorrow's clash is between India and Sri Lanka at the Oval, and Sri Lanka would be hoping that Angelo Matthews already hinted that he would like to bat, and I think that is a good move, because he has already, after coming back from injury in the warm-up match, he already hit 95. So one would say, even without Angelo Matthews bowling, if only he can bat, I think he's still a big asset to the end. Not only that, he will captain the side as well, and they definitely require somebody with his experience to captain, especially with Upal Taranga being suspended. So one is hoping that Angelo Matthews plays tomorrow for Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan fans would be hoping that. And India, well, as you know, they are definitely, their confidence is boosted after the win against Pakistan, a psychological win that they had. So that will definitely keep their morale quite high. But one expects this contest to be, I wouldn't say one-sided, but again, you never know. So it's better not to make any comments here and just wait for the match to get over and then speak about it. Other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I'm trying to see whether there's any other cricket news that I would like to cover for you. Well, there's nothing much. England, Australia, Group A at Edgbaston. That is going to be the day after tomorrow, where, for Australia it's a must-win match. If they don't win it, they are out of the Champions Trophy. They could also eliminate them. And then we also have a match which is coming out of New Zealand versus Bangladesh. That is at a later date as well. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was a real pleasure talking about this these ICC Champions Trophy matches. So tomorrow I'll be back with you with India-Sri Lanka match summary. And till such time that happens, this is your host Ram, ready to sign off for the day. So this is your host Ram signing off for the day. Thank you.